Audra Brown has a story tonight about a tribute that's been put together that displays what it's like in a trench tunnel systems and what it was like for our soldiers to actually go through that. And a word of warning, there are some sounds in this story that you might find disturbing.
You will attempt to reach and take the German trenches, where you will wait for reinforcements.
You are inside a World War I trench at the Georgina Military Museum.
These subway systems could have stretched for miles underground, away from the front, so they were clear of any artillery being ranged on them. There is a gas cape. And in the event of a gas attack, this cape would have been dropped across to here, and anyone in the trench system close to the subway would have retreated back into the subway for safety.
It is a really tight squeeze in here.
Yes, and this actually is probably a little more space than they actually would have had in the trenches. And they would have had mud. We're walking on duck boards. They had duck boards, but there was a lot of mud, infested with rats, certainly not comfortable. And it was a horrific life just without the gunfire and the artillery fire and all the horrors of war, just the life they lived. Now we come to the company headquarters. Here we have where the communications, so we have a field telephone there, which actually is a captured German phone. We'll go along here, and this would have been the office of the latrine. Now, the officers had the luxury of having a latrine in the trench. And here we have one of a simulation of a ladder going up over the top. This is where they would have been asked to attack, and they would have gone up over the top. This would have been any soldiers have been wounded, any immediate first aid would have been done here, and then they would have been carried by stretcher to the rear. We all live the lives that we live today for the men that served in World War I and then later World War II. That's what remembrance is all about, that we live our life because of the sacrifices made by the men and women through both wars. We should not forget and never forget. That's for sure. It's the ultimate sacrifice.
And that is what they hope this trench exhibit does, helps people remember the sacrifices made. In Georgina, Audra Brown, City News.